The next Zelda game is looking incredible with its return to the core spirit of the franchise, with many callbacks to the original game that launched the massive franchise, such as the dungeons acting as warp points, much as they did in conjunction with the recorder. A myriad of weapons and tools, new and familiar, have been shown so far. But surely there will be others, so here's a list of the items I'm crossing my fingers to see return. Torches have been confirmed, and it is possible they may be used both for maintaining heat, arson, and possibly illumination. The caveat of torches is they must be lit, greatly limiting their usefulness unless you make a campfire in addition to degrading as they burn. With this in mind, candles and lanterns could be better, but rarer variants, while acting as callbacks, candles possibly being entirely indestructible, but providing little light and heat, and still having to be lit. Lanterns could be continually lit and be able to burn without degradation, and if thrown, could instantly break while creating a fiery and expensive explosion, because managing oil and recovery items might be pushing things. In the past, these items have allowed Link to lift larger objects, which may very well not be a major mechanic this time, but these items could still have a use in this more open, hiking adventure style game. These items could instead grant Link the strength to use heavier armor and weaponry without being slowed, and to climb longer or faster, and therefore open up the game as new variants are received or found. Much like the gloves and bracelets, these could be items that remain active and provide increases to Link's attack and defense, effectively increasing your health as a reward for fighting a tough battle or completing a tough side quest. We know there are hammers in the game, and it is likely iconic items and weapons will be the most powerful and durable of their type, as well as much rarer or possibly unique. These are two of the series' iconic hammers. Perhaps the Megaton could be the most powerful hammer. With high durability and weight, the Skull Hammer could be about as strong, more likely to break, but also more common, and extremely lightweight, while the Magic Hammer could be moderately strong, weighted, one of a kind, and fully indestructible because it is magic. Which high-tier hammer would best suit you? We know the Fire Rod is returning, so why not grant us the ability to use the icy counterpart? I mean, we probably couldn't catch grass on ice, but we could still toss balls of freezing cold at enemies and freeze them, and then shatter them with a hammer. It would also be cool to be able to do similar things using wind-based items, like the Whirlwind or Tornado Rod. I have no doubts about the shovel considering pitchforks are weapons, but all of these silly items would be great to be able to use as weapons. Maybe shovels could actually be used to dig for resources, the nets for catching insects, and the fishing rod for actually fishing. I don't know if they'd go to the trouble for some of these, like creating damaging blocks as traps before taking on a camp would be awesome. Similarly, creating a damaging aura, I doubt they would do. They might do the cane of Pocky though. Passy? Pocky? And allow you to fire shots at enemies that will knock them off their feet. As stealth-focused as this game seems to be, items that turn you invisible are a no-brainer. I don't see Deku Nuts being included, but I could see them as an arrow variant, able to disrupt hit enemies, and create diversions. Link's used enough grappling weapons over the years that they could almost be their own weapon type, as a long-range melee type. Whether hookshot, clawshot, grappling hook, or whip, they all could realistically be used like a whip. They could also be used to make climbing a bit easier. Obviously, this is begging to be included as one of the most powerful weapons. Need I say more? In A Link to the Past, these contained magical screen-clearing magic. They could function exactly the same, obliterating anything nearby, but instead of draining magic, be rare one-use weapons you can either buy or cook up by using rare ores. Just be sure to scrub the pan well before you make steak. If only because of how ridiculous this recurring item is, I want to see it as a very hard to find sword. Heavy, incredibly strong, and so long. If we do get power bracelets, it could even be viable to actually use with the final one. Well, not specifically the rod, just some item that allows you to call animals and monsters to fight by your side like Wolf Link. Fingers crossed this would allow a second player to join in. Link has earned a fair share of outfits across the series, ranging from just different colored tunics to tunics made by certain races, with unique magical abilities like the ability to swim and breathe like a Zora, or to exist in oppressive heat. Even mostly superficial outfits like the train conductor, or one of the many from Triforce Heroes could make the armor class of items more interesting. All of these would surely be some of the rarest, most powerful armor. Heck, even the green tunic could have various forms to call back to the different games. I'm not just talking about something like the Hylian shield, more things like the mirror shield, that could be used to manipulate light and blind or catch enemies off guard. More than ever, the mirror shield would bring something interesting to this game. Well, what are some of the items you are most interested in seeing make a return appearance? If I didn't get everything. I think I have like 70% of all the items from the Zelda series on here. Here, these are some cards. You might like some of this stuff. Maybe not. Click if you're new and curious.